Morning, all you faithful followers. Yeah, heading down the mouth. It's been a while, so just going to have a look what's going on. I see it's low tide, so this is going to make it interesting. So you can see here on the high tide, and I'm going to use this old dredger pipe as a marker. You can see how high the water comes on a high, and then we'll do one when it's low tide, so we can see the difference. So I stopped at the exact same spot as the last time, but that was the high tide, and here you can see what it looks like on the low. So also I've just stopped here at the boardwalk where we often show you how the flow is going in on the high tide. You can see once again low, no water in here. So here we have on the full tide, you can see the difference between the full and the low. Yo, lots of comparisons this morning, but that howling northeaster from yesterday, this Dune has changed big time since I was last year, and I'm going to try and ride around filming as I go. And you can see how the path has been shifted, and if I stop here quickly and I zoom across, you can see there's the path pushing out there. And before, just that little pinnacle in the front there was close to that path, but now you can see this whole dune has been pushed across. Wow, nature's amazing. Oh, and it's so interesting to film this stuff and see how it changes. Okay, so now I've stopped where the water was coming through the gap the last time I was here, and you can see if I focus, there's the one point and here's the other point. But the big change here is the amount of sand that has been pushed up and has created that dune. So we would need a massive sea again to push over that dune and this section here in order to create that other mouth that I said was a small possibility that might happen. So big change here, and it's nice not to come down every single day to see what it looks like, because when you come back again after 2 or 3 days, then you can see big changes again. So this is what the old channel looks like now. You can see here it's created kind of a bit of a channel as I ride across. See a big bank here, big bank. My plan is to come back on the high tide later on this afternoon, see what it looks like then. Lots of fishermen out there. Let's go across to the other side. Look at this. Massive change. So interesting. Wow. Look at this bank, folks. Yo. There's our marker that we often use right on top of the hill, or the dune, sorry, not hill. But if I zoom back out, look how far this is. I'm guessing this has got to be close to 100 meters from where the water was running out, the channel, to where the sea is now. Absolutely amazing, incredible changes. And right across, you can see lots of fishermen around. Sure, some of them are hoping to get some sharks in the dirty water. Really, really interesting. Right, so now I've arrived at the mouth. You can see the water's flowing out quite strong. Remember, we're on a full low now, eh? And you can see probably about 30-40 meters wide. But one of the challenges we have is now we basically opened the plug, and a lot of the fresh water will be running out, which can also be the downside is that it's going to drain the system. Ooh. Wave just hit me now. So yeah, if it drains the system, that's not a good thing, but we have to trust that the rain will come and then keep it full and keep it flowing the whole time. But one of those challenges is we'll have to wait and see. But again, it keeps it exciting. Okay, so I arrived at the Pinnacle. Amazing to see what's going on here. Really is good to see it on the low tide. One hippo there, dominant male, busy spreading his dung, just telling everybody he's around. But if I scan around back towards the Namfolozi flow, and you can see the line here where the flow is coming from Namfolozi. I go around, and here we can see the tree stump, and hence the reason for the buoy that is made out of a bottle that we speak about, just warning the boats that there's a stump underneath there. They must stay away from it when they do launch out the mouth. If I go around, and there you can see where it's going out. Fantastic. But there is that concern, obviously, that it's emptying out, but it is what it is. And we trust and pray that the rain will come. And the thought that I had was that the channel, the old channel that was long and narrow, was helping just to block the water from exiting. But you know, obviously scientists will be able to tell us whether the flow stays the same, irrelevant whether it's going out along that long channel or flowing straight out like it is now. Nice heron over there. Come on, do your thing. Just catch that fish whilst I'm filming. Come on, do it for me. No. All right. So now I've come over to the western side, just to show you what it looks like up there. I'd love to know if there's any cracker or mud prawn in those clay banks. You can see often the water will be full up inside here. And you can see here the drop off is pretty steep. So obviously on a high tide it'll be quite full. The plan is to come down. Hopefully I'll get the time. Okay everybody, yeah, I've come through now on the high tide and the south wind is pumping. And I've stopped on top of this dune on the southern side of the gap. I can show you the channel. See, the water did come in a little bit there, but remember, spring tides are still to come, so that can change a lot in the next 2 days. But I don't think I'll be around for the spring tides, unfortunately. But you can see how the water's pushing over the sandbank there, not really coming too high, which is sad. But if I just scan around, you can see it's pushing in quite nicely across there towards Mapulan, and I'm going to head that way now. But from this vantage point up here, it was really nice to see what it looks like in this little channel. If I zoom across, should be able to see the pole that we use as the marker. Just want to show you quickly, I'm standing right next to this log with a buoy, and you can see the water's right here. But I want to scan around to that log over there, and then this afternoon hopefully I'll be here and I can stand at that log and show you where the buoy is. So if I zoom, you can see the buoy, that 5 litre that I mentioned this morning. But the color line is beautiful. You see the salt water is kind of being held up by the fresh water there. It's creating little ripples. Now there is some color going into the lake system. If I go down here now, here's the log that we featured this morning. You can see now where the buoy is. Oyster catchers, so nice to see them. Right, we go around the other side. Interesting little channel this. You can see there's a water flow going through here. It was the first mouth being reshifted. So here you can see that other little channel that I showed you this morning when it was dry on the low. You can see it right here in front of me. And then that there is the main mouth going out there. It's so nice to see this clean water pushing in. Yeah. Alright, so if I zoom across there, that's where the hippo was this morning. And you can see here the water's nice and full. That's where the banks were. Rotate around. But yeah, it looks all good. And once again, only time is going to tell. And it's going to be interesting to see the changes and see what happens in the future. Until the next video, folks, be safe, everybody.